So good morning, everybody. We are going to start with the fourth and last session of the day. My name is Sara Mateo. I work at ZABALA Innovation Consulting, organizing this online event. And well, before starting, I would like to inform you that this session will be recorded and all the presentations will be available after the event. Also, I would like to welcome all of you and say you thank you for this time today here with us. And well, I will start explaining you first of all the origin of this idea of this event. As we are in difficult times with coronavirus, we thought that it's time to support SMEs and startups, innovators, with the presentation of interesting.
We cannot see your presentation properly.
Okay. Because it's not in full mode, or what's the reason?
I think you have paused the presentation.
Let me check. Is it okay now?
Yes.
Okay, sorry for that. So we would like to present you some EU funding opportunities that can help you in your business. And as a result, in this full session, we will present some programs related to data economy and cyber physical systems. We will start with the collaboration of Ana Garcia Robles from the Big Data Value Association. And after her presentation, we will have the project coordinators of 4 interesting programs that I will introduce later. And finally, after all these presentations, we will have a Q&A time slot to solve your questions. You can write your questions in the chat box during the session, and at the end, we will go through them. So now I would like to welcome again to Ana Garcia from the BDVA that will present the data and AI value ecosystem for the SMEs and startups. So now I will give the floor to Ana.
Hello, good morning or good afternoon, everyone, depending where you are. I'm gonna share my screen. I hope you all can see my screen properly now. So yes. Thank you, Sarah, and thank you, ZABALA, for organizing this this online event. I think it's very relevant, and we really appreciate that you are inviting the Big Data Value Association. So with my presentation today, I wanted to explain to all the participants what we do, what does the Value Association, Big Data Value Association does, and what is the specific value created for SMEs and startups. So I will start describing who we are. So what is this community? So this is a community, European industry-driven research and innovation community. It brings over 200 companies and research institutions to join forces together with the common objective of accelerating data-driven innovation in Europe. So all the players are very active in the data economy in different roles, but mainly in as solution providers, integrators, but also users of the technology. You can see the distribution in terms of research and industry. That is more or less half and half. So the orange part relates to the research and partners. And then you see here the part related more to industrial partners, where we have almost 30% of our members being SMEs, including some startups. So I will show you now some ideas of who are these members very quickly. So you see full members that are industrial members, so you recognize some of the logos. Same for academia and research. And then if we move to the associated members, here we have a larger base of SMEs and also some startups, as I already said. And also in research, we have a lot of associated members. So to the question of what do we do, I have 2 slides for you. One more identifying the scope, and then what in concrete terms, or more or less concrete terms, what are the outcomes. So here I show you what is the scope of our activities, showing you the different working groups, or what we call task forces in BDBA. That is the way our members collaborate together towards common topics of interest. So through these task forces, our members work together developing strategic roadmaps or specific guidelines for the market. I will give you very concrete examples later on, or just sharing knowledge or building projects for the future, etc. And you can see that there are technical and non-technical activities, but there is a strong core in certain technical activities. And here you can see different areas related to data-driven AI. And then we also work not only in cross-sectorial activities, but also linked to many different verticals. So this gives you an overall idea of all the themes that are discussed and worked out within the association. And this is still in very high level terms. Through the presentation, you will see specific examples, give you an idea of what is delivering, what are we delivering, what is the outcome of this collaboration. So I will emphasize very much on the ecosystem, that is ecosystem of partners, projects, infrastructures, and we will go into that in a moment. I already mentioned all these data innovation recommendations, and there are very specific examples later on also indicating what is the value for you as a startup or as a SME. And we do a lot of activities to share know-how, and we try and we do activities to link research and innovation with standardization activities as well. My last slide before going to the value for a specific value for you is the how we do all these things. So we have different mechanisms to deliver our objectives. One of the most important ones is the European public-private partnerships that our association builds with mainly with the European Commission. So actually, our association was created at the end of 2014 to serve the purpose of specific partnership, the big data value, and we will give some examples in the next slides, and also some of the presentations that come after me will actually give very concrete specific examples for you. I want to also dedicate a few minutes to other partnerships. We won't provide details today, but for you to know, because this is interesting, maybe more for the future than the present. BDBA is also part of this Euro HPC joint undertaking, so also a partnership bringing European Commission member states and private members together. And the value for you, what we are working with more intensively, is access to computing infrastructures for industrial partners, in particular SMEs and startups. So this is something that we are doing more towards the future. And then I will dedicate some minutes at the very end to talk about the future, something that will come more from 2021. That is a more ambitious partnership bringing together AI, data and robotics, and a partnership that also will have a strong focus in value created for startups, scale-ups as an innovation force in the market. I focus now the next minutes in what is the value in all these very generic slides. What is the value for me? What is the value for SMEs and startups? And I would like to summarize how the value is created through two main bullet points. One is providing access to different resources, access to funding, to knowledge or skills, different things but linked. Access to the ecosystem, that is really the combination of all these things. Access to technology or new technologies, access to data, access to testing and experimentation facilities, access to computing and data infrastructure, incubation and acceleration services, and of course access to customers and access to partners. And then also associations like ours are very good path for internationalization through research and innovation, so through a pre-competitive scenario. Now, if we go to the how this is done, I will go back to the partnerships again. So the big data value partnership that is running now. So how has the association influenced this partnership? Is actually we are the private part of this partnership. So all our members defined already in the past this strategic research and innovation agenda that actually gave a lot of emphasis to this aspect of value for the SMEs. This was good inspiration for the Horizon 2020 projects and the call for proposals. And thanks to that, now there are very interesting projects running, and some in the past, some are running now, and you will hear from these projects after my presentation. These projects are actually delivering a lot of the concrete value that I have listed here. Additionally, there are other things that the association is doing and other projects that are contributing, and I'm touching also in these particular aspects. So also the association works what we call the I spaces. So there is a good definition and description of the I spaces on our website, but as a quick summary, these are trusted data incubators that really are there to accelerate the market, data-driven services and the market uptake. So you probably recognize some of these organizations. Maybe you already linked to these organizations. These are organizations existing in Europe who are members of our association, and they already, through local, regional, in some cases national initiatives, deliver already specific services to support you also in the aspects of access to infrastructures for experimentation and many other services. All these BDBA spaces are joining forces together now to create a European federation in a project that has not started yet, but will start after the summer, called EU Hubs for Data. And this project actually also brings all this value for SMEs, including funding, access to services, to infrastructure, to data at the European level. So this is something more for the future, and I think it's important for you to know. Additionally, if any of you is working with specific incubators as well, data incubators, you are very open to become part of this network as well. So other concrete examples of value created for you, as I mentioned before, the presenters after me will actually be very concrete in this funding and supporting possibilities for you. But there are things going on that are of value for you. For instance, the association, together with another project that is supporting us a lot, we do our best to give visibility to our members that are SMEs and startups, to help you in this internationalization, of course, and to have access to partners. Also, the BDBE project, that is this coordinating and support action, has a public innovation marketplace showing demand and also the offer of different components in the big data value stack. So here you can promote your solutions even if they are not commercial yet. And this is a very good place to find partners and also learn about future and current solutions. We have actually developed a very specific channel for the support the current pandemic, and where SMEs, startups, and all kind of companies and research institutions can promote their solutions. Additionally, we do a lot of activities, webinars as well, face-to-face activities when time allows us, and also to facilitate this partner creation. The community also develops a lot of guidelines for industry and policymakers. There are many, you can find all these documents on the website. Why is this useful for you? Because if you are an adopter of the technology, this can help you to see what is coming up and prepare yourself for the future. If you are more a provider of technology, this also helps you to see what others are doing and to see to help you also to define your research and innovation roadmaps for the future. If you are really a front runner and you are part of the association, you can be one of the influencers or participants in defining these guidelines and support others. And now my two final slides talking a bit about the future. Again, to have a full comprehensive view of what is being offered at the moment, you need to listen to some of the speakers coming after me with very concrete example in projects. But for the future, for next year onwards, we are building this together with others, this future partnership that brings together not only data and data-driven AI, but robotics and overall AI overall. And support to SMEs, startups, and scale-ups is a very important part of this new partnership. So we are really hoping that there are many additional instruments to support you in the future linked to this partnership. And this is also a call to engage. You can find already in our website the consultation version of a strategic agenda, but there will be many things coming up during this year. And finally, this is a very complex slide that shows how our association is evolving towards the future, considering all these different partnerships and activities that we are now carrying on. But something that I want to emphasize, startups and scale-ups are a very important part of this future of our association. We really identify them as the new innovation forces for the present and the future, and therefore we will keep contributing in our best possible way to provide value through the channels that I have already explained. And finally, thank you very much to the organizers and to everyone. If you want to engage, you have an email address here. You can also look at our website. And of course, the association is open to welcome new members if you are interested. Thank you very much. And I'm here also to answer your questions later.
Thank you very much, Anna. So now I will introduce the other speakers that we have today. So I think you can see my screen now. So we have now 4 interesting programs. So the first one is presented by Alberto Sierra from ZABALA Innovation Consulting. He will present the data market service project. After him, we will have Diego López de Ipiña, Associate Professor at the University of Deusto, that will present the European Data Incubator. Then we will have Catarina Reis from F6S as EU Project Manager, who will present HUBCAP. And finally, we will have the research engineer at CEA, Isabel Dor, who will present DigiFed. So now I give the floor to Alberto. Now you can start with your presentation. Alberto, you are muted.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now it's okay.
Okay, just 1 second. I'm gonna switch off on my camera. So, yeah, can you hear me well?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, so thank you very much, Sarah, and good morning, everyone. My name is Alberto Sierra, and I'm the project coordinator of Data Market Services Accelerator. Today I'm here to explain to you basically 3 things. The first one, I would like to introduce you to the Data Market Services Acceleration Program. Then I will briefly go through the services that we provide within this program, and then I will explain you a little bit about the methodology that we follow in the acceleration program. And finally, I will give you a good news, or today's good news, but for that you will need to wait until the end of this presentation. So let's start with the explanation of the Data Market Services Accelerator. And for that, I will need to launch an open question: why we are here? So basically, 2 years ago, when we started with the idea identification of this program, we identified that there were so many barriers and so many problems that for so many startups in their way to success. So that we tried to identify these problems, such as SME inclusions, competitive markets, data skills, and many more. And we thought that the best way to help these startups was to support them by giving them free support services. And with that, they will be able to overcome these barriers. And that is why we are today here. But what about services? So starting from these barriers, we try to define different services, and so today we are providing more than 12 services, categorized in 5 main topics, such as fundraising, acceleration, that covers all the areas of a company, from sales to marketing, from finance to human resources, and so more, and many more. And all of these, and the good news is that all of these services are for free and will be personalized case by case with all our startups portfolio. Regarding the methodology followed by the acceleration program, the program is mostly online, which means that you can receive all these services directly from your home or from your office. You won't need to move to another office, city, or even from another country. And well, we have also some face-to-face events or face-to-face services, which are mainly attendance to events, such as the Next Web Conference, South Summit in Madrid, the Pixels Camp in Portugal, and the European Big Data Value Forum that this year will be held in Germany, I think. So we have also created some mobility programs for those startups who are looking for expanding their companies to another markets, to know some specific markets in Germany, Romania, Portugal, or the Netherlands. And we will end with a face-to-face service, which is the DMS Bootcamp, in which you will have the option to know all of us. So I mean to know or to meet with all other startups within the program, as well as the project partners. Regarding the project partners, what about them? So we are a full team of corporates, investors, accelerators, lawyers, universities, and we have all the same goal, that is to support your startups and to support your company in your way to success. So to summarize all the things that I have already mentioned, and before explaining today's good news, I would like to show you this short video and that explains how we did all these services last year. I hope you can hear it.
The data sector is growing at impressive rates. That's why in January 2019, Data Market Services was created to foster entrepreneurship and push emerging companies into foreign markets, giving them visibility all over Europe. It's been a year of transformation with 50 selected startups. More than 30 webinars have been provided under different categories. 3 different categories, 3 different and specialized data skills courses to help the startups boost their technical skills and knowledge. 3 content guides by experts on the field related to investors, sales, and marketing, aiming to facilitate the mobility of early-stage startups across different hubs in Europe from 4 different ecosystems. We have created mobility programs. Our partners have selected 15 high-level professionals to provide one-to-one mentoring in different areas. The promotion has been one of the most important services this year, attending to a variety of events with some of the startups. With this promotion services, you will find the next events, and you could be part of them. Now it's up to you. Become part of our community and push your startup. Join the open call.
And yes, this is actually the good news of today. We have our call for application open right now, and it will be open until the 31st of May. So if you are part of a data-centric SME, or you would like to be part of this amazing program, please click on the link of this slide, or just scan the QR code right now, and you will be redirected to the open call application webpage. So that's everything from my side. Thank you very much for attending, and I will be happy to answer all your questions at the end of the rest of the presentation.
Thank you, Alberto. Very nice presentation. And now it's the turn for Diego. So now, Diego, you can explain the EDI program.
Okay, so good morning to everybody, and thank you for attending to this webinar. Thank you to Zabala for organizing it. So I'm gonna be talking to you about the European Data Incubator, which is a cascade funding project that tries to incubate data-driven solutions in 3 rounds. And today I will be describing some details on how you can apply to the last and third call for startups that we launched back in mid-March and will finish the 17th of June. So this is an incubator that aims to boost the growth of big data startups. If you enter into the incubator, you are embarked into an 8-month-long process where you mostly work remotely in your offices, but you have to attend to certain events in Bilbao and Berlin in order to show the progress that you managed to achieve in those data-driven solutions that are being incubated. In here, basically, we don't want out of the blue new data-driven solutions. We want data-driven solutions that address the real needs of industry, the real needs of corporates across Europe, that they own a lot of big data sets, but sometimes they don't have the time, they don't have the resources to actually tackle the challenges to gain the insights that are behind those big data sets. And on the other hand, we are recruiting, we are trying to approach startups that have the knowledge, but that they encounter many barriers to tackle the big challenges that those corporates in Europe have. So for instance, they will not manage to access the industrial data of a given corporate. They will lack the financial resources to invest in the development of a given solution. So this is basically the spirit and the aim of EDI, to bring together large European corporates that have data, but they are lacking still efficient solutions to process that data. And on the other hand, startups, SMEs that are creative, they have a lot of big knowledge on artificial intelligence, on the usage of big data tools, but sometimes they have problems to access industrial data, to reach to agreements with corporates. So, as I said, we want to solve real-life big data challenges for corporates. So one of the distinctive features of this program is that we had, from the beginning of the project, already 15 data providers. In fact, those 15 data providers, the ones that are shown here on the left-hand side of the screen, are members of the consortium. And we managed to recruit another 9 data providers in 2 open calls for data providers that we ran in the previous 2 years. We are actually offering data sets and challenges in the industrial sector that are seen in this screen: energy and environment, retail, transport and logistics, internet and media, agri-food, gaming, sports, smart cities, finance, and health. So if you apply for EDI, you may have to address challenges that range from improving road safety to predicting fraudulent transactions for some banking corporations like Yapi Credit that are in the consortium, to identify patterns in digital campaigns for organizations like, for instance, JOT, and many more. As I said, we have a wide assortment, 24 data providers that are providing useful, interesting data sets in all those sectors. The incubator that we run is actually divided in 3 phases. The first one, which lasts 2 months, here you can see on the chart that it spans from September to October, is about exploring the big data sets and defining a mock-up solution that may solve the challenge that was proposed during the application to the program, or that was selected from the ones already given. As I will explain later, there are different ways of participating. In some cases, the challenge is given. In other ones, the data sets are given and you define the challenge. The second stage of EDI is the experiment stage, the most important one, right in the middle. It lasts 4 months and it's about producing an MVP, a real working product that demonstrates that it's an efficient and effective solution to a problem. And finally, the last stage lasts for 2 months and it's about finding sustainability to that solution, about getting further private investment to make sure that that product can reach eventually the market. I have to say that this is a selective incubator, so we start with about 40 companies in Explore, then we select around 18 companies for experiment, and finally we end up with about 8 companies in the evolve stage. So what are we offering to startups? So if you are selected, you will be assigned a coach that will follow your progress, that will help you during the whole data-driven solution development, but also creating the business model, the business plans that will make that product feasible and viable after the incubator finishes. You will be offered a set of technical and business development workshops. Some of them will be face-to-face, other ones will be offered in the form of webinars through the web. Very importantly, you will be offered some equity-free funding up to 100,000 euros per data-driven solution. You will be also offered a cloud environment where you can host your experiments. It's not compulsory to use it, but it is a fully fledged, well-configured big data environment that hopefully will allow companies that are not so proficient on artificial intelligence and big data to already launch experiments. And finally, we will link you with many interesting stakeholders that will be important for the life of your data-driven solution. In here we have some testimonials from past companies that basically are saying that the program is effective of offering the needed technical and business support, and we are lucky to have already 2 rich portfolios listing the 35 and the 40 companies in the 2 rounds, where you may find details about the technical solution and also about the business approach that each of them follows. So I invite you all to visit the website of EDI to see them. So I will finish with a quick video. EDI innovates around big data with 2 inputs. On one hand, some corporations formulate some challenges that they currently have. On the other hand, they exhibit some data sets that can be used to come up with innovative ideas.
Being a coach at the European Data Incubator project is very motivating. Since November, we go along with the teams and we assess the progress while they are developing a solution for the challenge. It's amazing to see how at the final event of the experiment phase, the solution that they present usually successfully accomplishes the challenge.
Finstream is solving a three-choice challenge at EDA program. It means that we took our own data provider and we selected their problem to solve during the EDI program. Finstream transcribes, classifies, and visualizes existing customer conversations in order to bring out the business challenges for product owners or how to find the sales leads out of the conversations. This is what Finstream does.
Okay, so you may be interested how to take part in the program. As you can see, there are three approaches. You can basically select one of the ready-made challenges and complete a very simple web form where you basically specify what are the features of your team, what are your technical capabilities, your business development capabilities, and after an evaluation process, you may be selected. Sometimes you may get inspired by the data itself, so you can apply to the half and half modality or participation track. And finally, we have a kind of wildcard participation mode where you can bring your own data provider and basically design a solution for that specific data provider. In that case, this participation form, application form, does not only have to be filled in by you, startups, SMEs, taking part or willing to take part in EDI, but also by the data provider that will grant you access to their data sets. Importantly, in the free choice, data sets are only shared with the company applying together with the data provider. In this website, you have full details on how to apply, what are the conditions you have to meet, how simple the web form provided through the F6S platform is. And applications are open until 17th of June at 12 at noon. Please observe this carefully. We are closing at noon, not at midnight. And as you can see there, you see the social channels you can use to contact us. We also have an email address for the project in general. You can basically write to us if you have any doubts or questions. And finally, I want just to mention the 5 core consortium partners that are basically running the incubation, where we encounter ZABALA, F6S, Adventure, and Engineering, apart from University of Deusto. Thank you very much to you all for your time, and I will be very happy to answer questions at the end of the presentation.
Thank you, Diego, for all the explanation. Now I will give the floor to Katarina. So now, Katarina, you can present your program.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Sara. Can you see my screen?
Yes, but it's not in presentation mode yet.
Yeah, okay. And now?
Now it's okay, yeah.
Okay, so thank you so much for the opportunity to be here and to present the HUBCAP project. So Digital Innovation Hubs and Collaboration Platform for Cyber Physical Systems is HUBCAP. It's an innovation action project co-financed by the European Commission under the program of Smart Anything Everywhere initiative. The coordinator is Aarhus University from Denmark, and we just started our project on January, and it will have 36 months, so we will end our project on December 2022. So Basically, the main goal of HUBCAP is to provide a one-stop shop for European SMEs that wants to join the cyber-physical systems revolution using model-based design techniques. The main vision of the project is to lower barriers for SMEs to realize the potential of growing autonomy on cyber-physical systems by accessing advanced model-based design technology. So what does the project offer? HUBCAP wants to deliver a vision of a sustainable network of SMEs, digital innovation hubs, and other actors that enables and encourage supplier and users for cyber-physical systems models and model-based design tools to meet and collaborate. So we will achieve this through, first, a huge network of digital innovation hubs that will offer a comprehensive set of digital innovation services, find investments, and of course offer business opportunities. We will also have a group of seed SMEs that will bring together innovation ecosystems for MBD of CPS, so which is model-based design and cyber-physical systems, and of course embedded systems. We will have also the open calls that they will allow to upgrade the capacity of SMEs to leverage their model-based design technology in cyber-physical systems design. Here we will have the support of the digital innovation hubs through driven and cross-border experiments throughout the open calls. We will also have a collaboration platform that will enable the collaboration by creating an open cloud-based innovation platform that will, of course, allow business to contribute to and access the assets needed to undertake using the model-based design for building cyber-physical system solutions, always thinking on the scale required for the SMEs. And last but not least, model-based design. So here's, as I said before, is to create a lower barrier to model-based designs necessary to realize autonomous or semi-autonomous cyber-physical systems and allow SMEs to try before they buy with minimal investments. So HUBCAP Consortium consists of 17 partners from 10 countries. We have the Aarhus University, which is the coordinator. Then we have the group of digital innovation hubs that are within a consortium. We have Access S, that is the open call manager, the respective SMEs that will work as seed SMEs within the project, and we have the partner engineering that will be the platform supplier. HUBCAP will organize 3 series of open calls throughout the entire project with 3.2 million euros in cascade funding for SME/mid-caps. So namely, we have 3 open calls. Call 1, it's named pool. It will be divided in 5 sub open calls. By this I mean like 1.1, 1.2, etc. And the main goal of call pool is to attract and engage SMEs to join and integrate existing cyber-physical systems and model-based design tools in the HUBCAP collaboration platform. So this is to enlarge the HUBCAP ecosystem. It will have participation duration of 3 to 4 days. And the participation will include, of course, the asset integration and the participation in a workshop. Call experiment, it's call 2. It will be divided in 2 sub-calls, and the main objective is to stimulate SMEs towards the adoption or improvement of cyber-physical systems products and services by applying assets from the HUBCAP collaboration platform in 2 SME consortium. So basically, SMEs will have the opportunity to select available technology or digital technology within the HUBCAP platform and to form a consortium and apply. It will have a duration of 2 to 4 months, and the budget allocated for the consortium is between 3,000 euros and 75,000 euros. Last, call 3, it's Innovate. This call aims to fund the deployment of new products and demonstrations of highly innovative collaborations by using, again, HUBCAP platform, by assessing digital technologies within the HUBCAP platform, and as well experiments that have been developed in call 2. This call is our biggest one. It will have a duration of 12 months and the budget for the consortium of 2 to 3 SMEs up to 200,000 euros. HUBCAP has just launched, or we will launch this week, later this week, 30th of April, our first open call. The name of the open call is Open Call 1.1 Pool. Here we are now looking for European SMEs, mid-caps, providing cyber-physical systems and model-based design assets and tools. Such digital technologies may be applied to any sector domain under the CPS systems. By this, I mean smart cities, smart energy, smart mobility, smart health, smart agriculture, robotics, smart home, and much more. The main goal here is to enrich our innovative and sustainable cloud-based open call collaboration. So call 1 will provide a mini grant of 1,000 euros per SME to help them integrate their digital technology in the HUBCAP platform. The asset integration will be supported by the partners from the Digital Innovation Hubs through the participation in the workshop. Here the previous workshop was to be held face-to-face, but due to the COVID situation, we have decided to perform the workshop via online, and it's scheduled to be held on September 2020. Regarding the asset integration, the collaboration platform is still undergoing, so the asset integration will be held later on this year. Each selected SME are invited, of course, to define the price structure for their assets, because this will allow them to benefit from the exposure in the HUBCAP marketplace, as well as the opportunity to find new customers, because these are the two main benefits for the call pool. And of course, each selected SME that will integrate their assets in the HUBCAP platform will also have the subsequent chance to participate in call 2 and call 3. So they are open now. You can apply through the project website, and of course the applications will be held by F6S. And so far, this is all for HUBCAP project. So you can follow us and find out more at www.hubcap.ua. So this is our official website, and you can follow us through Twitter and LinkedIn. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Katarina. Okay, so now let's go for the last presentation of the day with Isabel. So please, Isabel, you can go ahead.
So, just let me know if it works for you.
Yeah, it works.
You can see my screen. Okay, fine. So, hi everybody. So I'm Isabel Dor from CA Grenoble, and I'm going to present the DigiFET program. That you will see there are some links with the HUBCAP, as we are both part of the Smart Anything Everywhere initiative. which was an initiative which was launched nearly 5 years ago in order to boost the European digital industry. And the objective of the GFED, as you will see, it was a HUBCAP, is to strengthen the EU innovation ecosystem by supporting, well, when we speak about SMEs, small SMEs, startup and mid-caps, and industry to become more competitive with regard to business production processes, product or services by adopting digital technologies, having in mind that we have all we need in Europe and we need to foster this cross collaboration between the different entities. So DigiFed is a EU 2020 project which was launched last HUBCAP in January. It's going to last for 3 years. We have 12 partners they can have on the site coming from 9 European countries. And here you have a short list of the profile of different partners. We have research and orientation organization, research center, university, industrials, and digital innovation hub. The budget of the project is approximately 8 million euros, and half of it is reserved for what is called cascade funding, financial support to third parties, direct support to the SME, the mid-cap and startups. The DigiFed strategy is to build upon the digital innovation hubs that exist all around Europe and to foster the cross-collaboration partnership, as I said, between on one hand side, SMEs, mid-cap startups that have either ideas or needs of digitization, and on the other hand, large enterprise, university, public bodies, and research and technology organization. But what do we mean by Digital Innovation Hub? It's a one-stop shop. It's a unique regional entry point that gives access to technology infrastructure with latest digital expertise, disruptive technologies, which are very often offered by the universities, by the research center, business expertise and financing support across the value chain by some dedicated companies or by Digital Innovation Hub, regional cooperation, and network with services providers outside their region and to give access to the services and even outside their country around Europe. What does DigiFed offer? At presently, we offer what we call application experiment project. So it's project that will be selected. And what can you get through that project? You can get cascade funding up to 55 kilo euros to support carry out digital product or service demonstrators carried out, supported, proposed by the SMEs, the startup and the mid-caps. You can get technical expertise by major cyber, physical and embedded system research center, industrial academy, and also innovation management expertise that are brought by regional digital innovation hubs. The targeted companies, well, as I mentioned, it's between startup, mid-cap, SMEs. We target both digital or low-level digital, low maturity company and higher digital companies. So for some of them, the first one, it would be to create a first product demonstrator or service based on digital technologies. For the second kind, it would be more they already have integrated digital technologies, but there's an opportunity to increase the digital maturity by adopting some disruptive technology. It's where we have the added value. We are looking for, but you will have more. You have more information on our website about 2 types of application experiments, 2 types of project. Either it's SME who is interested by some technology that are offered by DigiFed consortium members, and all of this is available on the website. So the company brings an idea, a clear market of vision, technical need of technical support, and in the DigiFed partner, they will find the technical expertise, and they will also find expertise for innovation and business to strengthen the road to business, the go-to-market strategy. This is for the single application experiment, and in that phase, the SME is eligible to receive cascade funding around 55 kilo euros. The other one is twin application experiment. So your SME doesn't find in what we propose the technology, the good partner, but she has in mind, or she's looking for something very specific. So either she has in mind a SME cross-border she would like to collaborate with, or she's looking for something, then she can contact our partner to try to find out the right SME, and those 2 entities will build the proposal. So it's called twin application experiment. And what they will get from DigiFed is cascade funding for both of them, and also they will get innovation management support just to strengthen their go-to-market strategy with this product. So DigiFed will organize 3 open calls. Up to now, 1 open call is running. It started in March and it will close in June. We will close at 5 p.m., not 12, not midnight, 5 p.m. Brussels time. Well, then we have an evaluation process that will take place, and the notification will be transferred to all companies, applicants in early August. I'd like to say that everybody received comments, whether you're selected or not, because the idea is even through this process, you always get feedback, things you can learn, lessons learned you can use afterwards. And we plan to have the application experiment implementation in September. As I mentioned, the second call will be open in September this year and a third call in March next year. Around 40 projects will be funded. So, on the right-hand side, you have our website and the page where you can have all the information about the DigiFed offer, technical and innovation management business offer, the open call, what are the need, the requirements, and the guidelines. And then while you have information that will come out about workshop and webinars. So what you can find on our website is also all support about the call description, the offer. We have a very complete frequently asked questions section, which is updated regularly with all the comments we have, so please have a look at it. We have online the proposal template, the recorded pitch guidelines, so we'll come to that later on, and you have guide for applicant about the timing, the eligibility criteria, proposal insights. We have organized webinars about the open calls and the business case preparation, and they have already taken place, but they have been recorded, so they are available online. And we are also setting up bootcamp that were meant to be face-to-face, but will be online bootcamps due to the situation. Of course, well, you can contact any technical partner, and the help desk is open for you every time. A few words about the submission for the open call. So we have all these parties is online on our website. The registration is on site on the website. For the proposal, we need 2 kinds of documents: a proposal description, quite standard, I would say, PDF document written in English, everything online, and a recorded pitch, which is more business oriented. Once again, here all the information you will need is available online. As I said, we set up already 3 webinars that have been recorded and they are online. And we are organizing online bootcamp that will take place early in May. So here you have the date, and some of them are really technically typical. So please do not hesitate to have a look at them. Do not hesitate to register, because here you will also have the opportunity to have some discussion. Of course, different that if they were face-to-face, but we are trying to set up everything that you can have time for one-to-one discussion. Once again, everything will be recorded and will be available online afterwards. Just to give some examples about what are these proposals we are looking for. So as I mentioned, we are part of the Smart Anything Everywhere initiative, and you can have many Smart Anything Everywhere initiative success stories already available on the website, on the link you have here. While Smart Anything Everywhere started nearly 5 years ago, so there have been 3 rounds of innovation actions, and HUBCAP as DigiFed as part of the 3rd round. But of course, we have already success stories for the 1st and 2nd round, so they might be very interesting. And I'm more focusing on the Fed for SA project, because it was the one which was also coordinated by CA, and it's still at the end. And here you have an example of success stories. Just to illustrate that we target any kind of application domain, from geolocalization, more like environment, industry 4.0, health. So it is very large. These are very large. What our main target is CPS and cyber physical system and embedded system. So thanks very much for your attention. So here we have a couple of the website address, our help desk, email address, and of course we are also available on Twitter and LinkedIn and social media. So thanks very much for your attention, and I'm open for any question. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Isabel, for the presentation of the EFET program. Now I think that we can see if we have some questions from the audience. So 1 second while I check it. Okay, I think we have one question. It was already answered through the chat box, but perhaps Alberto, you want to answer also to the rest of the audience. The question was, does the DMS accelerator offer equity-free funding?
So thank you for the question. Actually, we don't offer equity-free funding, but we offer free support services. And what we do is to help you with your funding strategy, not only for the private part, but also for the public one. And we also make some matchmaking with investors if you are interested in, and we try to increase the funding raising opportunities for our startups portfolio. But directly we don't have equity free funding.
Well, I think that we have other programs offering funding, so you are complementary, and yeah, they can apply to more than one program, of course, depending on the kind of support they are looking for. Yeah. So I think that there are no more questions for this session. So I would like to thank you all for the attendance to this session. Sorry for the delay. We have extended the presentation a bit, but I hope it was interesting for all of you. So again, thank you very much. You will receive some material from the sessions in some days, in the coming days, with the presentations and the recording. So well, let's keep in contact. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.